Welcome friends. Today we are going to continue with the chapter number 1. The topics included in today's lecture are thermodynamic property, thermodynamic process and thermodynamic cycle. Pure substance. A pure substance is a substance which retains the molecular structure during the process of energy transfer. So it means whenever the transfer of heat or energy takes place from one place to another place, if the substance does not change its molecular structure, then that substance is known as the pure substance. Working substance. A fluid which has ability to receive, to store and to reject energy as per the requirement is called working substance or working fluid or working medium. It means a fluid which can receive the energy, which can reject the energy as per the requirement. What is the requirement? The interactions between system and surrounding, and that fluid is known as the working substance, working fluid or working medium. The working substance may be of two types. One is liquid, another one is the gaseous. The example in the liquid working substance is water used in steam power plant and ammonia used in the refrigerator. Now let us study the example of steam power plant. So we know that in steam power plant, water is supplied to boiler, where boiler converts the water into steam. That steam is supplied to the steam turbine, in which power is generated. After the turbine, the steam is converted back again into the water, and the same water is again supplied to the boiler. So this is what the working substance, that is water in steam power plant. And that water receives the heat in the boiler. This again steam rejects the heat when in a turbine or when in the next component. So this is the what water is the working substance. In gaseous form, air is the again working medium in air compressor. Another example is mixture of air and fuel for IC engine. It means mixture of air and petrol in petrol engine and mixture of air and diesel in diesel engine. Thermodynamic property. How to differentiate between two open systems or two closed system or two isolated system. Now you find out how we can differentiate between two open system or the two closed system or the two isolated system. I think we require to differentiate, we require to compare by comparing their parameters. So we have to compare their parameters, and by that we can differentiate between two open system or two closed system or two isolated system. These parameters are known as thermodynamic properties. So when we have to compare or differentiate between two systems, we have to compare their thermodynamic properties, and then we came to know their differentiation between two systems. Some of the thermodynamic properties are pressure, volume, temperature, enthalpy. So what are the different thermodynamic properties? So these properties are pressure, volume, temperature and enthalpy. By using this property, we can differentiate between two open systems as well as two closed systems. Classification. One of the methods to classify the thermodynamic property is intensive property and extensive property. So the thermodynamic property can be of two types. One is intensive thermodynamic property, another one is the extensive thermodynamic property. Intensive thermodynamic property. The thermodynamic property whose value does not depend on mass of the system is known as intensive property. It means a property whose value does not depend upon the mass of the system. It means the system can have 2 kg of mass, system can have the 10 kg of mass, but its property is not affected by that mass. And what are that property? That property are known as the intensive properties. And the examples of intensive property are pressure, temperature, etc. The next is the extensive property. The thermodynamic property whose value depend on the mass of the system is known as the extensive property. It means here the property or the value of that property will depend upon the mass. If mass is 1 kilogram, their property will be different. If mass is 10 kilogram, the property will be the different. So what is the example? Volume and enthalpy. Generally, the value of extensive property is expressed in per unit mass value, which is known as the specific extensive property. It means generally whatever the extensive properties are there, they are expressed in per unit mass value, right? And that is known as the specific extensive property. What is this? Example is specific volume, that is meter cube per kg. Another example is specific enthalpy, that is joule per kg. If it is a total volume, the unit will be only meter cube. But here it is specific volume. It means volume per unit mass of the system. So it is known as the specific extensive property, and its value is in per unit mass value. The value of a property of a system defines its state. Now this again another fundamental. So if a system has some property, it is said that system has this state. Let us take the example. Yes, there are two smileys. This is smiley number 1 and this is smiley number 2, and both have the different state. One is laughing state, another is the crying state. And what is the value of that you can say laughing state? Yes, that smiley is showing his white teeth. So we can say that yes, this smiley is in the laughing state. And here, what is the property of this crying smiley? The property of the crying smiley is, you can say, not in a good facial expression. Then it is the crying state of the, you can say, smiley. So this is the how the property of a system defines its state. So by looking their face value, you can identify, this person is in angry mood, this person is in good mood. So this is nothing but how you can differentiate different state of a particular system. A thermodynamic system is considered in state 1. So if it is considered in state 1, if we compare with the smiley, we can say that it is in a good mood, or you can say smiling mood. If its value of property, which property? Pressure, volume and temperature are P1, V1 and T1. So if pressure is P1, volume is V1 and temperature is T1, then that system is known as the in state number 1. If any of the property changes, the state of that system will change. The value of the property changes, the state of the system also changes. Thermodynamic state. A thermodynamic process is said to have occurred when the system undergoes a change in state. It means when its property changes, it means the thermodynamic process has taken place. Thus, a process is the path joining different states passed through by the system. Let us take the example. So let us see, this is the diagram, or you can say diagram between property 2 and property 1. We can say on y-axis the pressure is there in bar, on x-axis volume is there in meter cube. System is in a state number 1, and at state number 1 pressure is P1 and volume is V1. Now the system passes, or some property of the system changes. As the some property of the system has changed, what happened? It has reached to the state number 2. At state number 2, pressure is P2 and volume is V2. Similarly, some property of the same system has changed, and due to that, it has reached to the point number 3. So at point number 3, pressure is P3 and volume is V3. So we can say this is pressure P3 and volume V3. Thus, we can say that the system has passed through a process 1, 2 and 3. So 1, 2, 3 is a process, or it can be like this. 3 to 1 also is a process, and path is 1 to 2 and 2 to 3. It means that system has passed from state number 1 to state number 2 and then state number 2 to state number 3. But overall it is said that 1, 2, 3 is a process. So system has passed through a process. So we can say that process is made up of minimum 2 states or more than 2 states through which system has passed. Let us take another example. System reaches to the point number 4. What are the parameters at point number 4? Pressure P4 and volume V4. Now the system passes from the point number 4 and reaches to the point number 3. It means here also 1, 2, 3 is the process, but path is different. Now what is the path? Path is 1 to 4 and 4 to 3 is the path. Clear? So that is the, you can say how you can differentiate between a state and a path. Classification of thermodynamic process. So the thermodynamic process can be classified into 3 categories: flow process and non-flow process, reversible process and irreversible process, cyclic process and non-cyclic process. So let us understand it one by one. Flow process. When an open system undergoes a thermodynamic process, it is known as the flow process. So it means if the process takes place in open system, then this process is known as the flow process. And when a closed system undergoes a thermodynamic process, it is known as a non-flow process. So when a closed system passes through some processes, then these processes are known as the non-flow processes. Reversible and non-reversible process. Consider a system undergoes a process from state 1 to state 2. While returning back from state 2 to state 1, if system follows the same route, then the process is known as the reversible process. Now let us take the example. If we want to go to place 1, consider I am at the Ahmedabad and I want to go to the Mumbai. So I will pass through you can say different cities. Let us take the example from Ahmedabad. I will go to the Baroda, then to the Surat, and then to the Mumbai. So that is what the path I have passed when I was passing from the Ahmedabad to Mumbai. Now when I was returning from Mumbai to Ahmedabad, in that case, if I use the same path, then this kind of process is known as the reversible process. Theoretically, it is considered that all the processes are reversible process. Practically, all processes are non-reversible, or we can say irreversible processes. So theoretically, we should consider that all processes are reversible process, because the important you can say consideration in reversible process is at every state process should be in equilibrium with the system, and which is not possible. And due to that, theoretically we consider that it is the reversible process, but practically it is not possible. Again, let us take the example. At state 1, pressure is P1 and volume is V1. At state 2, pressure is P2, volume is V2. At state 3, pressure is P3, volume is V3. Now, the system passes through the state number 1 to state number 2, state number 2 to state number 3. So we can say that yes, system has passed through the process. And process is 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 is a process. A path is 1, 2, 2 and 2, 2, 3. Now, when we want to return back, then if the system passes through the same path, it means again 3, 2, 2 and 2, 2, 1, which is denoted by the red line. So 3, 2, 1 is also a process, and the path is 3, 2, 2 and 2, 2, 1. And due to that, it is said that 1, 2, 3 is a reversible process. Non-reversible process. Consider a system undergoes a process from state number 1 to 2. While returning back from state number 2 to 1, if it does not follow the same route, then the process is known as the non-reversible process. Let us take the again example. Point 1, pressure P1 V1. Point 2, pressure P2 V2. Point 3, pressure P3, volume V3. Now, the system passes through the state number 1, state number 2, state number 3, and 1, 3 is a process. Path is 1, 2, 2, 2, 3. Now, while returning back, it passes from the route 3 to 4 and 4 to 1. So 3 to 1 is a process, but path is 3 to 4 and 4 to 1. And so that we can say that 1, 3 is a non-reversible process. It is not a reversible process. Cyclic process and non-cyclic process. When a system undergoes 2 or more than 2 consecutive processes in such a way that initial and final state of the system are same, then it is said that system is undergone a cyclic process. Again, take the example. If I have traveled from Ahmedabad to Mumbai, and if I come back from again Mumbai to Ahmedabad, then it is said that I have passed through a cyclic process. Right? And while returning also, it cannot be the same path. It can be the different path also. Let us see the example again. At state 1, pressure is P1, volume is V1. At point number 2 or state number 2, pressure is P2, volume is V2. And the system has passed through the process number 1 to 2. Now, again system reaches to the initial state 1. The path is different. Process number 2 to 1. But the system reaches to the initial state. Then it is said that system came back to the state 1, and it is said that system has passed through a thermodynamic cycle, and the cycle is denoted by this 1 to 2 and 2 to 1. Non-cyclic process. So when a system undergoes 2 or more than 2 consecutive processes in such a way that initial and final state of the system are not same, then it is said that system is undergone a non-cyclic process. So when system passes through 2 or more than 2 processes, but initial and final condition or initial final state are not same, then it is said that system is not passing through a cyclic process. It is a non-cyclic process. Again, giving example, if I am traveling from Ahmedabad to Mumbai and from Mumbai to Jaipur, then I have passed through the process, but it is not a cyclic process. It is a non-cyclic process. Thank you very much, students. For any queries, kindly share, like, or subscribe my YouTube channel, Neeraj Chawda. Thank you.